Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we're diving into a major political development coming out of North Carolina, one that could have a serious impact on the state's election results and even shift the balance of power on the state Supreme Court. A controversial new law, passed by the Republican-controlled legislature, gives a Republican official the power to appoint members to the North Carolina Elections Board. And that decision could ultimately impact the victory of a Democratic judge in a closely contested race. Let's break it down. On Thursday, Republicans officially took control of North Carolina's Elections Board. This move significantly boosts their chances of reversing the results of a hotly contested November election and possibly expanding their current majority on the state Supreme Court. Now remember, North Carolina is a key swing state. It's been caught in a web of political and legal battles since last fall. In that election, Republicans won the state's electoral votes for president, but lost key races for governor, attorney general, and a seat on the state's highest court. Shortly after the election, the Republican-led legislature passed a law transferring the power to appoint elections board members from the Democratic governor to the Republican state auditor. Governor Josh Stein, a Democrat, quickly sued to block this law. Initially, a panel of judges sided with him and put the law on hold. But just this week, an appeals court lifted that block, allowing the Republican state auditor, Dave Bolike, to move forward with appointments, and that's exactly what he did. Bolike named 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats to the 5-member board. In a public statement, he said, "We need full confidence in our elections, and I'd like to thank these individuals for their willingness to serve." But not everyone is happy with these changes. Anderson Clayton, chair of the North Carolina Democratic Party, sent a strongly worded letter to Bolike, calling the move an abuse of power and saying it was a disservice to the people of North Carolina. This battle over the elections board comes as a much bigger fight is playing out, one that could determine the future of the state Supreme Court. Last November, Democratic Justice Allison Riggs narrowly held onto her seat by just 734 votes. Her Republican challenger, Judge Jefferson Griffin, filed a lawsuit claiming that certain ballots should be disqualified. This month, the state Supreme Court gave Griffin a partial win, opening the door for potentially thousands of ballots to be tossed out. Justice Riggs, because of the conflict of interest, did not participate in that decision. The legal battle is still unfolding, with both state and federal courts reviewing whether, and how many, votes should be discounted. This is where the Elections Board becomes even more critical. Attorneys for the board recently told a judge that they believe around 1,700 voters could be affected by the court's ruling. They plan to reach out to these voters to confirm whether their votes should still count, but Judge Griffin argues that the number of affected ballots is much higher, in the thousands. And now, with a Republican-controlled Elections Board in place, the board could align more closely with Griffin's view. That might influence the courts to review even more ballots. And here's the key issue: the more ballots that are thrown into question, the better the chance Griffin has of overturning Riggs's razor-thin victory. Most of the disputed ballots were submitted by overseas and military voters, individuals who weren't asked to provide photo ID at the time they voted. Under the court's new order, these voters now have 30 days to send in copies of their IDs. If they fail to do so, their votes will be discarded. This legal showdown over a single state Supreme Court seat could drag on for months. And so could the broader battle over who controls North Carolina's Elections Board. We'll keep following this story closely and bring you all the latest updates as they happen. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News Channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a news update.